Hello. So today I will explain the preface of the book The Fine Art of Small Talk by Debra Fine. The main intention of reading this book was to improve my conversation skills as well as my vocabulary. I started to read this book by improving my English skills. As you have seen in my previous video, I did a passage reading as well as I found out the difficult words and I replaced the meaning of those words in this particular sentence as well as the pronunciation of those words. So in this today video, I want to explain the preface which I read in the previous video. Here the author conveys us how she was an introvert who was very shy, later on became a master in the conversation skills and was a master in the small talk. She explains me how she used to get secret calls from high officials. Uh, Many high officials used to call her to improve their conversation skills. The main thing which she wanted to convey was, even though those who are in those high position, even they need those conversation skills to improve their career or even the personal life as such. She explains us that Debra Fine in her schooling days was fat, and then she was, which made her to become very shy. She explains that one of her friend in her high school days called everyone to her party except the author Debra Fine, as she was very introverted and was fat. This made her to feel that there was some mistake in herself and she was very much attracted towards the books and she didn't become good conversationalist during that time. Later on she joined engineering where it required technical skills rather than much of communication, and the whole job was based on her competence. She was not required to speak much in that particular job. However, when she went to the meetings and other other get-togethers, seminars, during that time she faced problems. The routine questions which she used to ask was, "What do you do?" However, when they exchanged their career paths, the entire conversation came to an halt because she didn't know how to prolong the conversation and continue the conversation. And then after she took a break once she got two children. During that time, she felt the need to have new friends. That too, she got divorced when she was approaching her 40s. Then she was really in need of having new people, meeting new people, as she became very alone. During that time, she lost around a huge weight because she thought this particular the body which she had was the main reason which made her to become very shy. So she lost the weight, and then now it was the time for her to improve her conversational skills, as she was in very need of the same. So she started to observe some of those people who had succeeded in the conversational skills and all. One thing she got to know that the building these skills are not some rocket science. It can be adopted and it can be improved by practicing, by getting to know and observing the skills. Here in this book of The Art of Small Talk, Debra Fine conveys us that she some of the some of those instances which made her to become even more drawn to improve her conversation skills. It so happened Debra Fine went to one of the club along with her friend. Her friend asked her to meet one of the person who was looking her, Debra Fine uh, more than one time. Like so, when her friend insisted Debra Fine to go and speak to him, she, even though she being a very shy lady, she didn't like to initiate the conversation. However, after her friend insisted her, she went and met the person, and his name was Rex. Initially, she thought, why didn't Rex himself come and meet me? Probably, even the person who was so, like, who once thought her body was not that good, or who always blamed herself, she thought maybe because of her mistake there is some fault of her which made Rex not to come and meet her. She thought probably she is very tall, probably she is not that good looking and all. Once she got to know Rex, they exchanged a lovely conversation. Rex told her the main thing why main thing why he himself didn't initiate the conversation, because he was shy. This made Debra Fine to rethink that even though there were so many good, educated, competent, skilled, wonderful people in the world, the shyness in them didn't allow them to exhibit themselves to the full. At that time, she thought this small talk is one thing which she need to improve, and as well convey this to others so as to improve their small talk as a whole. And she, in this book, she conveys the later chapters, conveys the skills, some of those tips which helped her to improve her talk, which made her now from previously from an introvert to a great conversationalist as such. So by taking these skills, she will tell us some of the now she has opened a business in the field of the small talk itself. And then she also tells us that the improvement in the small talk and the conversation will make us the social gathering, which once was something which was boring, which we neglected, to a very enjoyment place where we get to meet many interesting people and to improve our social network as a whole. And then she also conveys us this conversational skills, and the small talk will help us to build a good rapport with the people, which will help us in the long run. And then in the next video I will upload the chapter 1. First I will do the para reading. Later on I will explain some of the words which I felt was difficult, including the meaning as well as the pronunciation. Later on explain that first chapter in my next video. Thank you.